Remember that girl at the bar at the beginning of the night that you didn't find that attractive? Well, this is her now, after 6 beers. So now we're gonna have Scott take a crack at the Sholo Blackjack. Roblox gun, not a Roblox gun. AK, not an AK. MP5, not an MP5. It's not a card game, but it is named after one. This is the Sholo Manufacturing Blackjack. And if you didn't know that it was called the Blackjack, then don't worry, they have you covered because they tell you right there in the Adult Swim font. They let you know that it's a blackjack right there. And then if you flip over, they tell you again, it is a blackjack. So I'm pretty certain this is the Sholo Blackjack, and we're gonna be talking about it today. In all seriousness, this is a super bizarre looking gun, and after a few beers, you might actually enjoy the looks of it. I really was not fond of the looks of this thing, and it is now growing on me, so maybe I'm the not sober one. This is for sure one of the type of guns that is different to be different, but it actually packs some unique features, some things I super duper like, some things that feel super duper good, as long as you can get around this square handguard. We'll go into that. So,
have you ever Googled your name or email and been very shocked to see the results? I did, and I did not like it. Now, the people posting this kind of info online not only lacked a father figure and are really shisty individuals, but they are known as data brokers. What do they do with the information? Well, they simply sell it to people who want to spam call you every single day, who want to send you bogus emails, or even the federal government who wants to spy on you, because everyone in this channel loves the federal government, don't we? Go ATF. That's right, your very own government that you already know betrayed you, but no shocker, is buying your data from data brokers. Oh, so fun fact, I have actually been using Aura for a little over a year now, prior to even them approaching me for a sponsorship via, I saw it, other YouTube channels. Now, it's impossible for you to keep up on all the lists and all the shisty individuals out there tracking down your data, so Aura's got you covered 24/7. They will be monitoring the internet, submitting requests to get your information removed. With Aura, you also get credit monitoring, antivirus, VPN protection, password protection, and parental control, so as a father of 2, it's perfect. Look guys, I value my privacy. I know everybody watching this also values their privacy. Please give Aura a genuine look because their service is incredible. Being someone who has used it myself, I have no regrets. So guys, visit the link in the description. It will be the first link, or you can visit aura.com/Micah to get a 14-day free trial. Back to the video.
Hey, look at that. It has bolt hold open. Little spoiler alert. So you're probably genuinely confused as to what is on your screen right now, because this thing is very, very bizarre. So I'm gonna give you a brief overview before Charlie and Scott and I kind of dick around with this thing. And what we're dealing with here is an AK trigger, kind of like that AK mag release. It uses Scorpion mags. Thank God it doesn't use proprietary mags. Thank you. It uses Scorpion magazines, but then you go to the bolt and it uses a detent delayed blowback system bolt. So you kind of have a little bit of MP5, a little bit of AK, a little bit of Roblox in the handguard, yeah, a little bit of Scorpion in the mag. We're dealing with like a mishmash of every gun that, you know, PCC that kind of exists. So it is a pretty unique feeling gun. So we're gonna have Charles and Scott come in here. I will give you a couple features before we shoot this, okay? This does have bolt hold open. So right here, you can insert your Scorpion mag and then load a round. You push down. Already kind of an upgrade over like the Vityaz style, system. You do have an AK safety. It is not ambidextrous. It is right there. It is a little loose, but it does lock into place. So you do kind of have to overpower it out of those positions. And then you have it gets even weirder. Let's just keep going over how weird this thing is. You have this big old button back here, similar to an AK. Boom. And that will open your system up. You can see it houses your AK trigger pack and a very bizarre detent delayed bolt carrier. So we'll talk more about that. I'm going to take it apart and show you exactly how the detents work. The barrel needs to build up a certain amount of pressure before it unlocks those detents, thus delaying the bolt from cycling. I really wish that I had this in full auto because I feel like that's where this thing would shine. That detent delay really does actually come in pretty clutch. It feels pretty good to shoot. I don't know if I'd say MP5 good. It doesn't float like an MP5, but it's snappier, but there's like nothing to it. So I don't know if that makes sense. Is that fair, Scott? All right, you'll hit me with time?
Yep. Stand by. That was a 1.62, and it is 1 Charlie.
I feel like now that I've done the bill drill and kind of fumbled the bag a little bit, I can already talk about the worst part about this gun. And I'm not going to say I hate this gun, but I am going to say this is the worst part about this gun. The trigger. The trigger was designed by somebody who's never fired a gun before. I can't put it any worse. The grip angle puts you in a position to where you have to do this weird claw grip to get your hand into the trigger shoe. Otherwise, it puts you right there. It like literally forces you to put your hand on the very tippy. It's the most curved. Shout out to the curved gang. It's the most curved trigger, the most incorrect trigger I've ever felt. Luckily, there is a silver lining behind this, okay? It is an AK trigger. You would immediately purchase this firearm, toss that trigger in the trash, slap in an ALG or one of those CMC cassette triggers, anything that has a better trigger shoe than this, and then you're cooking with gas. I really hope to see that changed. Now let's continue. I mean, you did better than I. 182?
Yeah. I'm not a fan like getting up just now when I go down, especially that trigger. Like ARs or maybe even other AKs, I go to get in that trigger guard, and I immediately just end up pulling that. It's just not natural because it's almost like you gotta go down, then in, which is really weird. Obviously, square handguard just looks bad. Like you said earlier, it's the last girl at the bar. Dude, well, it's your last grandma at your birthday party.
I'm going to contradict. I didn't like it at first, but after I saw potential with the looks, the grip, the stock, the optic setup, the light, the suppressor, all that, and now I know I'm going to catch flack for this because it's outside of the realm of things that I normally do like. It grew on me. That's all I got to say.
Okay, so
it's very unique.
Whether this makes it or not, there's just a huge amount of, while it may be unique, there's just so much copium coming over from Micah right now. Now, the recoil impulse, it feels pretty good.
That was fantastic, Scott. So something to note here is that there is a detent delayed blowback system going on reducing recoil, and then there's also a 700-pound strongman firing said system. So yeah, you're probably going to combine two of those things and get ridiculous groups like that. Anyway, moving on. So I'm just gonna go ahead and demonstrate the straight up recoil of this thing because I think that's where this thing actually does shine. It is a cool and well-made operating system. It does work. It does make the gun super snappy, super fast, and super low recoiling. So just kind of get some of this recoil, Dan. You ready? I mean, I had fired this thing without the suppressor, and I was wondering how this is a Wit Machine 9mm suppressor. Honestly, sounds fine, especially for the price. These things are stupid cheap. I think I prefer the recoil impulse with the suppressor. I don't know if that extra pressure plays with the detent and changes the timing or something like that, but I prefer the recoil impulse with the suppressor. Ready? So we were about to wrap up, and we were just kind of plinking around, and something pretty interesting started happening. Let's see if we can repeat it. Go ahead, Charles.
Yeah. So I'm going to be pretty, as homie said, methodical. Something weird happened there.
Man, Magwell, so that's on an open bolt. I feel like it shouldn't be that difficult. What do you think, Dan?
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just like we just put like 1,500 rounds on it suppressed, or anyway.
Malfunction. I think there's a better name.
Oh, there it is. Okay. So that's the third time that happened in about 4 mags. Oh man. I mean, how are you pulling the trigger? It was just fine, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know what to say about that. We're gonna take it back, crack her open, see if something's wrong with the actual trigger itself. I'm probably gonna end up firing this another day. Man, I put a lot of rounds on this today. I'm not gonna lie. I put a lot of rounds on this today. So probably more than anyone else has at this point. I'm gonna hit the range again to put like another 1,000 on it just to see what we're looking at, and then we'll give you guys my final thoughts, because I just keep going back and forth on this thing. There it is.
There it is.
Thanking our sponsors. First sponsor of this video is OpticsPlanet, guys. OpticsPlanet supplying me with this sick Steiner D ball that I've been using. They counteracting 7% inflation that our government lies to us about with the coupon code Micah 7. Moving on, we have Shooting Surplus. Now, if you don't shop with Shooting Surplus, you're probably too old to use the internet, or you married a girl with purple hair. Whatever you're into. Third sponsor of the video, Americana Pipedream Apparel. If you want some sick camo, probably something like this. I know they sell a lot of kilo stuff. You head over there. Get some sick Alpenflower. Final sponsor, we have the ammo sponsor who provided all the 9mm that we have shot today, somewhere around 1,000 rounds. That is LastShot, okay? Coupon code POGUE gets you free shipping over $250. They absolutely rock. So, you know, you may notice that I don't have that bronze bolt anymore, and one of the biggest complaints that I had, that being the trigger, is gone. That is because I went to show low. I said, hey guys, the gun went full auto, and essentially, I don't know what to tell you. They, they handled it as you should. I have to give them props. They sat down on a Zoom call with me and they said, holy smokes, we've never seen that happen before. Please send the gun back. Also, we hear you on the trigger. The trigger sucks. We already know this is our new OEM trigger. It is from Hyperfire. And as you can see, your finger actually gets placed on like a normal spot, okay? It's not like the worst trigger shoe that I've ever felt in my life anymore. And it actually is shockingly, is my light loose? Dang it, my light's loose. It is shockingly fast as well. Yeah, no, it's great. So let's go ahead and, I'm just gonna dry fire the new trigger for you guys. Here we go. A little spongy, kinda hit a wall right there. It's very light. It is a significant improvement over the last trigger. I have to give them hats off for changing that. Now, is the gun gonna go full auto after we burn it down again? There's only one way to find out, and we're gonna talk about their findings, the concerns I had, the things they found, the things they didn't find, after we put a whole nother case of ammo through it to see if it goes full on us again. Full auto on us. I just cleaned it.
There it goes. Yep, I see that.
It just went full auto again. All right, so I was hoping the issue lied in the trigger. So now that the gun did just kind of double tap on me again in one trigger press, we are done. I think I made it about halfway. No, like almost. How many rounds do you think we put through this, Dan? Like 350? 350-ish? So we made it about 350 rounds on a brand new bolt, brand new trigger, freshly cleaned gun, and we even went back there and we cleaned it again at around 200 rounds because it started malfunctioning, as you can see in these clips, okay? There's no way around how the rest of this review is going to go. There's no way around it, and I hate to say these kind of things because I like what they have going here. The actual shootability and shooter experience of this gun, it's a laser beam. Like, when this thing does work, it's phenomenal. Like, it's the gun doesn't move. It's fast. You know, it's got a...
It jammed.
What do we have here? Here's how this went down. The bolt that was in my gun was a prototype bolt, which was a little upsetting because then I'd be reviewing a product that you're not buying. This is the bolt that your gun should be coming with. So I said, guys, can you please put the right or correct bolt in my gun that you know, my viewers would be purchasing? And I apologize for the wind, guys. But so they did. They went ahead and put the black nitrided bolt in there. And I don't know if that's gonna. I thought maybe that would affect something, have some kind of reliability issue or full on, like, you know, why it was bursting or. Obviously, after about 300 rounds, the issue arose again. I did have lube. I went in there, kind of scrubbed some things out, put some lube on it, put some lube on the detent system, started having malfunctions right away again. I don't know if this gun just can't run suppressed or what. Now, this is a whip machine and tool, 9mm suppressor, very affordable can. I have ran this can on previous 9mm videos. Like, we ran it on the POF, didn't we, Dan?
Yeah, the Phoenix.
And the POF Phoenix, and that gun did not jam up like this, okay? Especially not in the round count, because we put a good 1,000 rounds on that Phoenix, and after about 1,000 rounds of 9mm suppress, she started to gum up, but she didn't go full auto. We ended the previous review where it had the old trigger and the other bolt. And I said I can't continue the review until I have an answer from the company. The company, Sholo Manufacturing, was awesome, okay? Communication, stellar. They want to make sure these guns are good for you guys, and I do have to give them hats off for their communication and their willingness to work with me. I was really hoping they'd come back with a little bit more conclusive of a reason as to why this thing started to burst on me. Their explanation was that I fired... you know, X amount of rounds suppressed, and that the bolt was probably getting fouled up and the firing pin was probably sticking. I don't want to sound too harsh, but I'll just give it to you how I feel. I don't think that's acceptable. I don't think that's an acceptable answer remotely. I don't own a single firearm that after 300 or 400 rounds of suppressed fire, it goes full auto. I don't think the firing pin sticking is an acceptable answer. I think if you're going to be paying $1,600 for a gun, it should be more refined than that. An MP5 won't do that to you. An MPX, it won't do that to you. And a KP9 costs significantly less money than this, okay? I think they're only $1,200. This is a $1,600 system. For $1,600, this thing better be refined and better not be doing that to me. On some other notes, the Midwest Industries Alpha stock was phenomenal. Aim point, phenomenal. I love these Castle Group risers. They're some of my favorite. Whip machine can. For the money, it is like absurdly cheap. Like probably one of the cheapest cans on the market. Like I think you pay like, it's like under $500 with a tax stamp, Dan.
Right about there.
Dan's a snob, so Dan doesn't like to comment on the Whip can, huh?
No comment.
I've actually thoroughly enjoyed it. I think of all their lineup, the 9mm can is the one that I would get, but that ran great for me. Everything on here that I have ran great except for the gun itself, so future changes for Sholo. I'm going to go ahead and give a TLDR in the gun. Love the system, love the detent, keep at it with that. Whatever that firing pin sticking, carbon locking, the gun fouls too soon. It shouldn't be fouling up this soon suppressed. Suppressors are becoming so prolific in today's market that it's unacceptable. Safety, I'd love an additional option, one that's not as big so I don't have to swoop my finger into the trigger guard. And other than that, guys, maybe a handguard option for people who aren't fond of the feel of the square handguard, offering an octagonal, maybe 7-sided M-lock handguard or something. That would be my improvements. So I think you guys are right there. I really like your gun. I wish what happened didn't happen, and I appreciate you guys for staying along for the ride. I hope you guys enjoyed watching my video on this thing. It was quite the journey, quite the experience. We all got to kind of see it happen as it unfolded. And as always, I love you. And that's pretty much it.